All right, everybody. Greg Viti here again with Real Estate Legends. I'm so excited for this episode. I'm working with two of my favorite people in my office. This is Jerome Harper and this is Nate Thompson. And Jerome is the COO of Keller Williams now, and Nate is the designated manager. And Nate's winning some awards. I think what we're going to do here today is we're going to start with Jerome. Jerome, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'd like to do more of a This Is Your Life, Jerome Harper. Jerome, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Roseland, far south side of the city, and at about 15 moved to Beverly.
Okay.
So I'm a South Sider, born and bred.
And as a child, what was your family dynamic like?
Yep. So multi-generational was very interesting. We had a 2-flat in Roseland. Upstairs was my father's mother, my grandmother. Downstairs was my mom, my dad, my sister, and my great-grandfather.
No kidding.
So my father's grandfather, born in 1902, migrated from Tennessee to Chicago, bought real estate, and raised 4 generations in under one roof.
Incredible. Mm-hmm. So how old was he when he passed?
That's a great question. He was 99. He had just turned 99.
Whoa.
He was born in 1902.
So he had a great life. So young child, what were your favorite things to do?
Oh, that's a good question. If you ask my sister, it was getting on her nerves.
I bet.
She's 7 years older.
Okay.
So I had 2 moms. I had 2 moms for a long time.
So you're definitely a mama's boy.
Definitely. And, hey, listen, and I'm the youngest, and for a long time I was the only boy.
Right.
So it was quite a privileged background for me in that regard. Loved comics, loved sci-fi, sports. I played basketball, ran track, shot put, discus.
No kidding. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were pretty big in your size as far. Did you play football?
I did. My mom wouldn't let me play football.
Yeah.
So I attended what most of your viewers will probably know as Mendel Catholic. So when I went there, it was St. Martin de Porres, and they did not have a football team.
Okay.
So my mother,
that made it a little easier.
Yeah, she was very happy about that, but she felt that it was a bit too brutal. So she wanted me to stay with basketball, which I did for many years, but. No,
so in high school, you were a student athlete. I imagine you were probably a pretty good student.
Yeah, I was an excellent student.
So did you take like accelerated classes?
I did, yeah. So I was in the gifted program from 2nd grade all the way through 8th grade. So
you know how I know that? Because I work with you, and you're the head of technology here.
Oh, that's
and I've been in this business a really long time, so I've been around a lot of technological people and technology people, and you've done a wonderful job here.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So,
so when you're thinking of going to college,
yeah,
did you go for some scholarships?
No, I did not. I didn't want to go to college. So there's a part of the story that's probably will give you some background. My mother passed away when I was 16.
Oh.
So those years are, they're formative years. And there are decisions that need to be made by kids that age that are going to set them up for the rest of their lives. I decided in an attempt to make my own place that I didn't want to go to school. I just wanted to be on my own. I didn't want to deal with anything. So
the day you graduate high school, you're not going to college.
I'm not going to college. I'm not doing it.
What were you thinking? What industry were you going to get into?
I didn't know. I had no idea at that point. I was being very obstinate. What did happen, I did go and get some certifications, because I recognized that my dad worked for the city colleges for many years, and so I had access to all of the classes offered by city colleges. So during even 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I was in computer classes. So I went and got a few computer certifications. Did not know what I wanted to do. I was kind of without a path at that moment. It took me a long time to kind of figure things out. So after high school, it was not the traditional route for me. My life went in a lot of different directions, which we don't have time to talk about.
But at that point, was there a mentor that kind of pulled you out of the toughness of losing your mother, and then being such a hard head, you were a high school kid. I remember how that was.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a mentor. I guess my father, obviously. My father was
he stepped up.
He was a very strong force. My mother and father were very active, very deliberate parents.
So they were partnership.
They were back then I wouldn't have said this. I would have said they're terrible.
Right, because they were pushing you. They were helping you.
But hindsight, they were fantastic. So my dad was very active in trying to help me and very supportive in trying to give me the opportunity to find my own way and figure things out. And finally, I made some decisions that led me to the career that I'm in now with a couple of stops along the way.
So early on, you figured real estate, get your license.
Yeah. Well, not get my license, real estate.
Oh.
It took me a while. It took me a while to learn that part.
Did you buy something?
I didn't. So my family owned, as I mentioned, the two unit. And I ended up working as a contractor for John Buck.
Fantastic.
And I worked in those offices for less than a year. Then decided I was going to go and focus on real estate. I really enjoyed it. So I ended up at Century 21 office in Hyde Park in 1999.
Fantastic.
And that was kind of the start of it.
Okay, now we're going to switch over to you.
Oh, boy.
Nate.
Here we go.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up south side of Chicago as well.
What part of south side?
Off of 95th and Stony, so the Pill Hill area, yeah. Grew up there and then ended up moving out to the suburbs. Cal City is where I went to high school.
Cal City?
Yep, Calumet City.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you went to Calumet High School?
I went to Beasley Academic Center right there on 51st and State. And went there and then moved out to the suburbs. We moved to Calumet City. We started in Dalton, then Calumet City. I finished at Wentworth Junior High and then TF North High School.
So in high school, were you planning on going to college?
Yes. And I went. I was the first member of the family to actually go away to school.
Wow.
So I went to Illinois State University.
So you had a lot of people cheering for you.
Had a ton of people.
Did you feel that was stressful?
No. I was excited. I was excited
to.
Well, yeah. Of course, I was.
I could tell you.
But no, I was super excited to just do that next phase of life. Move over and go away to school, go away to college. I have an older sister who, to this day, gives me hell because I am the first one in the family that went away. But at the end of the day, it was a great lesson. It was a lesson learned. It was a lot of growth. You had to learn how to grow up at that point.
Was it just the two of you?
No, so I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay.
My younger brother is 7 years younger than me, so I can relate. I was his second father.
Yeah.
But he actually ended up going to Illinois State University as well.
Fantastic.
And then graduated and stayed there for some years after he graduated there. He married out there and got two nephews from him and my sister-in-law.
So in high school, what were your interests?
In high school, by the time my senior year came, I was the president of the student body.
A leader.
Every year in high school, it kind of grew into more. I think I was probably in about 14 clubs by my senior year. Probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I'm grown and I'll say it anyway. By senior year, I was pulling my best friends out of their classroom just to really walk the hall because we had our credits already, So we were really just coasting senior year, ready to graduate.
I put together this thing called a virtual yearbook.
Yeah.
So the school gave me $400 to buy the film. They give me passes so I could get into any class I wanted. I could go get my friends out of their classes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly I never turned the damn thing in.
That's exactly what happened. I would just find reasons. So the first half of my senior year, first half of the day, were the core courses that you had to do. Your English, PE. I think I did maybe one or two other. Yeah, the ones that you just had to just
math, English, science.
Yep, that's it. The second half of the day, I actually was the head administrator for all of the lead department heads. So every department had an administrator over it, and I oversaw their operations for the second half of the day. So I stayed in the school and worked there as well.
So you were a leader early on.
I guess you could call it that.
And so your segue into real estate, like
Yeah.
when you were in college, did you take any real estate classes?
No, so real estate came afterwards. So actually did accounting for a construction company on the west side of Chicago, Safeway Construction, and I did accounts payable and accounts receivable for that company at post college. And then at that point, from going to different projects that we were overseeing, seeing buildings being built from gravel up to 10 stories high, gave me the ability to go and actually walk the phases of the projects, make sure that the contractors and subcontractors were completing the tasks that they had to do in order to get paid out on the phase. I would go to the property, go to the project site, and make sure that phase was done in order to pay them out. While seeing that being done, I had the ability to say, okay, wait a minute, I'm actually seeing a construction from start to finish. I started seeing the interior decorating of properties. I started being a part of the conversation in terms of developments and all of that. So that is what piqued the interest.
It is exciting.
And I will say that accounting, I was dreaming about numbers constantly, sleeping and knowing numbers. And to this day, I handle the financials for home. I handle the financials for our real estate team, the collective. I do a lot of things with financials, so I still know numbers and all of that. But at the end of the day, I wanted more out of it. I wanted to do more than just numbers. And so it piqued my interest to get into real estate. I ended up going and leading a team at Coldwell Banker, actually. Leading a team of 8 people, running their operations for a top producer who is still a top producer today in the Chicago market, and just kind of overseeing that process. And doing that is what led me to say, okay, I should actually get licensed so I know exactly what the language is, what the terms are, what I'm doing, and perfect the craft. Anything that I go after, I'm working to perfect the craft, you know?
And so how did you two meet each other?
Okay, so
you want to tell the story?
I'll start it off
because you would think we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
So there's a pre-story story that has to be told that we learned later. Mm-hmm. Nate and I have over probably 15 years lived within a mile of each other, and sometimes in the same building across the hall.
And never knew each other.
Never knew each other. Which is a little bit of
that's fate.
It's fate. It
You
really
knew
is.
that
It truly is
eventually
fate. Absolutely.
God was putting you two together. There's no question about it.
He was bringing us close.
He was.
Bringing us close. I came back to real estate. I left real estate for a number of years and decided I wanted to come back. I enjoyed it. It was something I could see myself doing. And I went and worked for a very small boutique out in Tinley. And I was at a closing, and I had just pulled up into the parking lot. I received a phone call from a number that I don't know. And I answered the call, and it was Nate. And he was on a call to recruit. And the tone of his voice, what he had to say, and
you could feel his smile.
I could feel it coming through the phone.
The energy is strong.
I said, I kind of like this guy because, we get calls all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You get calls all the time, and it's really based on who's on the other end if you're going to take it. I took it, had the meeting, and here we are.
Yeah, and the story goes on.
It goes on.
When you think
really
about the connection over the years, we grew stronger together. Everything that we've done from the time of that phone call to present day has brought the relationship stronger.
And here you think you're just recruiting him for another company, and here you don't realize you're recruiting him to be a partner in business.
Well, to start, I was recruiting him to be an agent, and then that led to recruiting him to be my assistant manager at the previous brokerage. And then from there, it was, now you are my business partner.
So what year was that you met?
2019 or 2018.
It had to be 18.
18. Yep.
So things progressed very fast for these two gentlemen. I can tell you that. I was in Florida at a convention, and I ran into them, and they were with LaDuina, who's now our CEO here, and I just kept running into them wherever we go, and they both are so smiley, and I'm like, God, these two are as smiley as me because I always get the hard time. They used to call me GQ because I'm always smiling and dressing nice. And you guys, you just had that great energy. And, when I first came to Keller Williams, I came with an assistant that she had come with me to 2 different brokerages. And it just, nothing against our company, they were evolving. And one of the best things in our evolution was you two, because you've given us and helped us with so many processes, so many situations. And I feel like everybody here feels very comfortable now because of your leadership. And I know, Nate, you've been given a couple awards. Tonight you're winning Broker of the Year again.
Managing Broker of the Year.
Chicago Association of Realtors. Yeah. I'm proud. I'm going to start my 40th year in Chicago Association of Realtors.
Is it 40 years?
I thought it was 87 I started, but the other day I was on the board looking, and I was like, no, it started in 1986.
Holy smokes.
I was part-time that first year, and then it's been full-time ever since.
Congratulations.
But you guys are a breath of fresh air. I feel like we should talk about Keller Williams a little bit. Before we do that, let's talk about the collective. So you guys have started your own team now. Mm-hmm. That's been going for about a year or so?
Oh, no. This is year 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've matured as a team.
Yes.
And so you have a lot of processes, I'm sure, and you have other people on your teams. Give us an idea what the team's like, and then what are the methods and methodologies and processes that you both use to help each other and everybody on your team.
Yeah,
I think it starts with the name. We should probably point out that we started as Harper, Thompson and Partners, and at some point in our discussion, we are all about people. We're always about people. It's about helping people. It's about helping people grow. It's about educating them in this industry, providing guidance, support. That's who we are on a daily basis. That's what we do. We've sat and we've talked about the name. We went back and forth about the name. Mm-hmm. And over a period of time, we said, we are more of a collective of people. Mm-hmm. And we bring people together. We know that is a superpower that we have. We bring people together, and so we formed the name The Collective. We did it with another business partner of ours, and still to this day, it is a collective of all of us, all of our agents together with the one goal of helping people, educating people, providing them with what they need in terms of anything as it relates to real estate. So it started with, I think, the evolution of just the change in name and the growth of the name.
Absolutely.
And then from there, we took that and said, what is our purpose? What is our goal? What are we looking to?
What's our mission
What's
statement?
Our mission? Yeah.
What's our business plan?
And how do we execute on that? And how do we live by it?
Because you have to make reasonable things so that you're not, it's not pie in the sky. You're never going to get there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And part of it is that we're both Southsiders, right? What we've recognized is that we've been very privileged to see real estate done at a very high level throughout our careers. We've seen the top producers in the city firsthand, in the same room having conversations. What we also recognize is that there are significant opportunities for those processes, those models of doing the business to be brought to the South Side. Not that they don't exist there, but we want to amplify them. We want to bring our unique touch on them to the South Side, the West Side, Northwest Indiana.
It's wonderful.
And the South suburbs, because we know, we see it all the time. You've been in the business for 40 years. We have something to learn from you, right? And
every day we should all be teaching each other.
Yeah.
The same energy that beats my heart and grows my fingertips does the same for you. And I wish more people in the world would understand that, and they could work like we do here, where you really do have everybody's best intentions, and you really do want to help another. I don't worry about getting paid, because I know when I radically take care of someone on the level I'm going to take care of, they're going to make sure I get paid. They may even pay me extra. And that's how I look at it. And I know you guys are on the same wavelength as that.
It's
and that I know the people on your team. I mean, I don't know them well, but I can see the good energy they bring and the excitement they have and how much they love working with you.
Yeah.
And so it's not like you're grooming them to leave you. No, they want to grow with you.
Well, Yeah. So we talk about that all the time. Actually, we want to train, coach, and pour into them to the point that they are able to do what they want to do. Excellent. They're able to live the life that they want to live. If that's with us, that's fantastic. You are welcome. You have a home here. If that is not with us, you still have a home here. Our phones will always be answered. But we've always we're trained in several different models of doing this business. We want to pour into them as much as possible, but them leaving, right, for as with any team, it's part of the business, but we did our job.
That's seeing your baby grow up.
Well, you know what it is?
We can look back.
You don't want to clip anyone's wings.
Correct.
Yeah. You want to help people fly.
100%. And we can look back at just the career of us working together and look and see the growth of realtors that are currently out there killing it. And it's we don't gloat about it, but it is something that we can look at it and congratulate them on the success and just for listening to the guidance that we gave. At the end of the day, we wish them all the best,
So I came from a grandfather and father. They're both in real estate forever. And my father always told me, it's not about the numbers. It's about the people.
Yeah.
It's about really touching someone's life. It's about giving. So I would joke with him. I said, Dad, I was just listening to you on the phone. You talked another one out of another property. Well, what are you, like the non-salesman? He goes, no. You have to sell those people just one property. You got to make sure it's a property that really works for them and that they go in with their eyes open. That person I was just talking to, there's a $5,000 problem there that the seller will not fix, and they don't have the money to do it. And I'm not giving it to them, and I don't want them hating me in 5 years or 3 years or 2 years when the thing leaks and there's problems and I can't sell it. You just have to be patient. Really help them. And you know what? If it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be, because you're going to get yours.
Well, I think that also is very complimentary to as Keller Williams, for our belief system.
Right.
It's do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it has to be a win-win. So there are so many things that I think resonated with us when we met you in Florida. We were learning about Keller Williams. We were learning about the models, the systems, the tools, and all the things that we talk about. But one of the things I think that stuck with both of us was just this very simple list of beliefs, right? You're going to do the right thing. You're going to operate with integrity. Right. And
no deal.
Or no deal.
I always just felt that was the way everyone should do it, because that's the way my family always did it. But I realized that puts me up to the top, 1 to 3% of most agents, because they don't have that kind of depth.
I wish everyone did. It would make the business.
Too.
It would make the business a lot better. But they don't.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
There's room for growth and opportunity in our industry for sure.
Well, and I feel like these are the kind of things that your guys' good energy coming here to us. And now it's us. We're trying to put out to everyone. We're not for every single agent. We are for people that want to build a business, that really want a career.
Yeah.
This isn't a job here. This is a build your own business for a career, and it makes a huge difference. But so let's go over the belief system. What's it called? The
Y4C2Ts.
Y4C2Ts. Now, you should do it with us. So
I do it like a drunken sailor. Hey.
But
it's in my heart.
There's a dance. There's a dance for it. So Y4C2Ts, win-win or no deal.
Integrity. Do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Creativity. Ideas before results. Communication. Seek first to understand. Trust starts with honesty.
Equity, opportunities for all.
Success
results through people.
Yes.
Amen.
Right. So those things, and it's so weird. When we were in Florida, there were so many things that happened. It was our first introduction to Keller Williams, and the thing that was fascinating to us, there were two things for me, and I think Nate will agree. Number one, the numbers didn't make sense. We heard people producing at a level that we just hadn't heard before. And these are solo agents doing these massive businesses, but they're following the model. That was number one. But then number two was this Y4C2T thing that people believed in. There are people, we've been here for three and a half going on 4 years. We used to start our day with that every single day.
We used to start meetings, laying it out on a table saying, if we don't agree to these things, these items, the meeting is over, you know? So at the end of the day, I mean, it is definitely it's believing in the model, it's believing in the vision, it's believing in the statement, you know,
Yeah,
Y4C2Ts. If we lead with that in our business, if we lead with that when we're having conversations with people in and out of the industry, the results are going to be there. The results are going to be what you expect. The results are going to be what they expect. And everybody walks away from the table feeling great about the conversation, you know?
You know, I feel like so much of sales, especially recently I see it, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
100%.
You know, I just got one of my clients today to initial a change on the contract he didn't want, but he wanted an unrealistic price. And when I went there, he was mad. And I kind of joked with him. I said, you know what? I'm impressed with you. You're 71 years old. You own like 8 properties, 9, 10 properties, and you have no mortgage on any of them. But you're so hard-headed and you're like a mule. He goes, what? I said, yeah, you got the thick skin. You're like a big mule. You're so tough. And he started to smile and laugh. Yeah. And he just initialed it. Then we went forward. Mm-hmm. And he said, why would I take the lower price? Because once you pay all your closing costs, you can have that money as those are the soldiers in your battlefield for all these other potential problems you have. Tenants that aren't paying, taxes you have to pay. But I love that part about sales, that we are able to touch people and hopefully do it with, you know, friendliness, kindness, intelligence, and patience.
And I think 2 key things about what you just said was, 1, you build trust with the person and you have a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Nate, I've known him since 1984. I never talked real estate with him once. I've been going to his restaurant forever. One day I came in, I said, you have a problem. What's wrong with you? And he says, why do you say that? I said, because I'm like a doctor. You used to smile, be happy, wear your cowboy hat, shake everyone's hand. Now you walk around like the tomb of depression. He goes, well, you don't know what's going on with me in my real estate. I've lost this, I've lost that. I said, Arturo, give me all the addresses, and one by one we're going to fix your problems. Mm-hmm. And so now we're on number 3.
Awesome.
About to be today. Yeah. And I've gone to the courts for him twice. His son's like, Greg, I've never seen anything like that, the way you talk to the attorney. I said, well, we want them on our side. That's part of sales, right? Yeah. And you're just trying to sweeten it.
But I think so. Reducing what you just said to sales is not going to give your viewers the full picture, right?
Right.
That's more than sales.
That's relationships.
Well, that's relationships.
That's relationships.
I laugh because I've had people come on, they want to be on my team, and they say, well, do a call. I said, okay, first off, I don't just do cold calls. I do business development calls looking for something I know I can sell immediately. Mm-hmm. So that way, I stand up when I'm talking. You know, before I get out of bed in the morning, when I put my hands in the air, and I get a big smile on my face, and I say, thank you, how do I get to serve today? I'm sincere about it. And I have a smile because I want to show the gratefulness. And that's where I build this all from. So by the time I'm making that call, I already have it in my mind. I've already visualized them, and I'm going to make something happen. And it's amazing the things that happen when you come from the right place. Like you said, they can feel it off you. You could feel it off of Nate. Nate could feel it off of you. You could feel it off of him. You guys both felt it, and now you're building this glorious team.
Yeah.
And you're doing so much to help Keller Williams, One Chicago.
Yeah. So I think we would be remiss if we didn't share the third thing that we have going on, because we like to keep our plates full. So one of the reasons that we came here was for opportunity to bring the models that we learned about to communities that didn't have that model in place. So we opened Bronzeville last year. Nate and I are 2 of the.
When they say open Bronzeville, 555 East 47th Street.
That's it.
In a brand new construction building.
All
We have a
right.
wonderful office there. And Bronzeville is one of the hottest places in the country. It has more land to build on than anywhere else. We're working on all kinds of things there, but I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I'm just so excited about it.
I'm going to send me the invoice for that.
Yeah.
That's great. So we were brought on to lead that. And we did it successfully. And the thing about it is that we always intended for that to be a resource to the community. Keller Williams has a program where we will, at no cost to the student, get them into pre-licensing. and help them understand how to get their career off the ground. We want to bring that to the South Side. We want to bring that to the entire city of Chicago so that people who have cost as a barrier of entry to the business don't have that as a barrier any longer. So we wanted to bring that to the South Side. We operate our team from that office, and we want to be a beacon and a resource for excellence in real estate on the South Side. So Nate and I are two of the lead investors on that project. And as you said, it's in a new development.
That opening was heartwarming. When you started losing it, I started losing it too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I started out in Lakeview, and all my offices were in Lakeview or Lincoln Park. I never went out of it. And then I had a client of mine who wanted the South Side. So I would go out there, and I sold him like 8 properties. Then he fixed them up. Then I sold them for him. And I just started realizing, wow, this is really where opportunity is. And like all of my builders on the north side, everything is so tight here on the north side. Like you can't screw up at all. Where the south side, it's a lot more open. Like they'll give you the land if you'll build on it in some cases. And so it's very exciting, all the opportunity. And just like with Bronzeville now, and I was teasing Tony about this. They were saying that now the mean income in Bronzeville is over $100,000. And I said, well, that's because Tony Hardy's making so much money. He's brought it up for us. Tony Hardy's the head of our commercial division, and he's a lot of fun. And we definitely are having a good time working on Bronzeville and Hyde Park and Woodlawn and just all of it. I mean, it really is exciting what's going on.
The opportunity is there. There's growth on the south side of Chicago that people have to be able to go and navigate. They have to go and see what is happening on the south side of Chicago.
So if you're on the south side and, well, wherever you are, and you decide you really want to become great at real estate, call the collective, because Jerome and Nate will take care of you. There's no question about it. And let's say your day's not so good. Would you be around them for a couple minutes? All of a sudden your day's a lot better, and you're going to be flying the right direction.
Especially if we go to a restaurant. We love food.
Yeah, exactly.
We are foodies. We definitely are.
Yeah.
And to that point, so just to put a point on Northwest Indiana, the south suburbs and the south side, one of the things that we feel is very important is that the community development that you're talking about, what's happening, median income going up, the tax rolls, right? Having more businesses contributing and so forth, it's exciting. But people who are investing in the community need to understand with boots on the ground what's happening and how they can be a positive addition to the community. So what we do with our investor clients, many investors, Chicago's on sale for many investors. If you're coastal, you can't get into an investment in your hometown. Chicago is on sale. So what we do is we require a trip to Chicago, and we get them in a truck, and we drive them around the south side. And our goal is to make sure that the bias and the storyline that's out there about these communities is put into the proper context. And the story is told the right way. So Nate, as we like to say, we love food. We stop at community-owned restaurants. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's important to us because if you are coming to the community to invest, you have to be in addition to the community. You have to, right? You have to be in addition. You can't just take the resource and extract it. So we're very big on that. That's something that is a non-starter. If you don't want to do that and you're an investor, then we aren't going to be able to work with you. But if you do, it's really an unbelievable place. Our business has grown by 100%. We've doubled our business in Northwest Indiana in the last 6 months under Nate's leadership. Nate runs our business in the south suburbs in Northwest Indiana. I run our business in the city. And under Nate's leadership, we've grown it by 100%. There's opportunity from Roosevelt all the way to Munster, Michigan City, Crown Point, Schererville.
So funny you say that. Every day when I'm driving to the office or wherever I'm driving, I look around, I'm like, oh, it's all real estate. It's either it's either a 3-flat, a 2-flat, a single family, a condo, a big building.
It is.
Or dirt.
A lot of dirt.
A lot of dirt. And the dirt's where it's at.
So if you want to get into real estate and you want to dream big and you want to like do community planning, architecture, interior design. It's all here. And you get to, like Nate was saying, we get to do all. So I quit college. I moved and started doing construction. I was making $3 an hour. I didn't care. I did a wood shop apprenticeship for free. I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. And when I came back here, I had no idea that my construction background with the real estate would mix so well. But it took a while. Yeah. But it's so exciting that every day we have this opportunity. Like, a lot of my friends are retiring, and I'm like, I'm having too much fun right now to retire. I do want to ski a lot more. I've got 2 big closings next week, and I'm going to buy the Icon ski pass for my wife and I.
Nice.
And then I'm going to buy some nice boots, and I'm starting to work out hard for it. And we have to have these goals. We have to have 100%. So what are you guys working towards? Are you to buy a building now, or what are give us some of the goals?
Good grief.
So I'm a part of an investment group, and we actually just closed on a townhome probably about a month or two ago. And our goal every year for the next 10 years is to buy another piece of property.
Fantastic.
And we just want to keep building that out and expanding that.
So did you fix it up and rent it?
It's already rented. It was already fixed up. It's ready to go. We did some minor repairs to it, some minor things that needed to be done.
Spit and polish.
But over, yeah. At the end of the day, it's good to go. We got a great tenant in the property.
Is it cash flow?
It is cash flowing.
See that, folks?
It is cash flowing.
Day one, cash flow.
Yeah.
That's probably because they put a decent down payment down.
It is because the rent it's the right market. It is the right amount for rent, and then also we did it the right way. We did it the right way, but we did it with keeping in mind what our goal is, what our end goal is, what do we want to accomplish, and is this the right acquisition for it? Yeah.
Do you mind if I say something about that deal?
Oh,
come on, bring it on.
So for the realtors that are listening, sometimes you have to look at the deals that you have in front of you and decide if it's the right deal for you.
Yep.
We get to see a lot of different deals come across our desks. And if you are ready to be an investor, you need to look at that deal for yourself first.
But use the Blaze Viti. If you're a listing agent, don't buy 100%. Your own listing until it's been on the market at least 90 days. Because other else, there's a little conflict there.
And there are ways to do that.
No, and you know what, too?
Yeah.
I've had it where day one, one of my best clients called me out of the blue, and I didn't know who he was at first, and it was the best call I ever got. He goes, Greg Viti? Yeah. Boy, are you lucky. Why? I own like 12 properties. I'm going to sell them all through you. There we go. Why me? Well, because, you taking care of this guy, Jeff, you must have such patience to work with him. I know who you are. And we started joking. So the first property I wanted to look at, he said, you know what? I'm so frustrated. I'll just sell to you for $3.25. I said, hold on a second. I thought you wanted me to be your broker to really help you out with stuff. I'd love to just discount this and do it, but that's not my MO. Mm-hmm. I'm a listing agent, and you got 12 properties. So I went in there, and I looked at it, and I said, okay, I know who your GC is. I told him who it was. He goes, yeah, how'd you know? Because he never finishes. He's always a little slow. If you give my guys about $15,000 to fix it, I'll sell for $480. And then I sold it actually with the Joe Cortana, my sound guy's the one who sold it for $480, and we started this roll. And I've done over 20-some properties with him.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's how it kind of, right?
Yeah.
You got to give the right advice.
That's exactly right.
Give the right advice.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And so for me, I have a 4-unit in Inglewood, and my sister and brother-in-law and I next year are starting a march towards building that portfolio, but also adding a business to that. So we're looking at laundromats right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a friend of mine who that's all he does is laundromats, and I'll hook you up with him to ask him a million questions because he's got 14 of them now.
There.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happened on day one when we met Greg
in
Florida. He was willing to give the information right away and tell you exactly what resources he had and was ready to share.
I'm a connector.
Those resources. Yeah.
And I feel like, we need to grow this thing.
Yeah.
I said it on the last podcast. Jimi Hendrix is my guy, Power of the people, freedom of the soul. We got to pass it between each other. Yeah. We got to raise everybody around us consciousness.
And there's enough room for everyone.
That's it. By someone doing fantastic does not hurt you.
Yeah.
Now, someone who's doing terrible, that hurts all of us.
Yeah.
So we have to raise up the lower end, and we have to, what I try to do is undemonize like the top producers or people that have a lot of money, because sometimes they come across a little arrogant, a little off, but they really are sweet, nice people. And they all started just like we did. So, and also when you get there, how are you going to be? I mean, we can't take it with us.
Yeah,
That's true.
You can't take it with you. So you might as well get a bunch of it, feel real secure, and start giving it away. And a lot of times the things we give away is like, Jerome, you give away your intelligence on all these smart plans and just everything you've learned in Keller Williams so eloquently. And people really appreciate it. Nate, you take the time for people to give them great eye contact, good, sincere help, and hopefully they listen to you.
Hopefully.
You know, hopefully. That's all we can really do is put it out there and hope we can.
Yeah.
Is there something that I'm missing that we should get to the audience before we take our first episode together off?
Practice patience in this business, especially for new realtors getting into it. This is not HGTV, you know. You have to come in, one, with the mindset of wanting to be an entrepreneur. If not, there are brokerages out there that will support your vision as being just an agent. That's not who we are at KW. That's not what we're about. So practice patience in building out the business. Take the guidance, take the lessons, absorb as much information as you can. And then at the end of the day, take piece by piece what you need in order to build it out the right way. I've been meeting recently with new agents doing coffee and conversations and just getting to know them, what their goal is, what their business plan is. And if they don't have one, let's dissect that. Let's sit down and come up with what your business plan looks like, what you want it to look like to live that life that you really want to live.
You know, it's kind of like when you're talking about goal setting. You say something. So what excites you? Like what makes you crazy and turns you on?
Success.
Okay, so what stops you from that though?
Yeah.
What do you see as success? You know, and then the next thing is, this is like a Jim Rohn thing. Okay, start.
But here's the thing. What do you see as success is up to you. Your success is different than ours.
I crave relationship, family,
Yeah.
people being together. Like I put on this golf outing every year. I put on parties. I try to get my friends together all the time. My soul needs it. And so I hope that we continue, all of us together, and we can attract a lot more like-minded people like us that believe in the kindness, that believe in sharing and caring. And for me, the young agent, don't make it all about the numbers. Make it about the people. Don't do it for the next week. Do it for longer.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with
whatever
that.
you got to do, get 6 months of reserve up front so that you got some breathing room, or live in your parents' basement, whatever it is, and go at it with a great attitude.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
decide you're just going to learn, grow, and want it.
Yeah.
And man, magic happens, doesn't it?
It does. You got to have the right mindset. And you have to come from it from a mindset of abundance rather than one of lack.
That's so true.
Right? It's enough out here, as Nate said, it's enough out here for all of us. But you have to identify what your niche is, what your specialization is, and focus. It is
Okay,
not
folks,
HGTV.
can you see why I've been pushing these gentlemen to get in my room to talk with me? We could talk like this all day.
Yeah.
But I think what we're going to do is we're going to have to sign this off. This is Greg Viti from Real Estate Legends with Nate Thompson and Jerome Harper. Thank you so much for coming to see me.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Greg,
sharing.
thank you. Yep.
God bless.